It's pretty obvious that I am a big fan of fighting games, not only because of their mechanics, but also the characters that are in them. But what if I told you that just because I main a character doesn't necessarily mean that that character is my favorite? I figured I might as well just start talking about that right now because honestly, this is one of those topics in which I would really love to discuss with other players. Do you play with your favorite character, or do you play with a different character? Do you play with one that you're very good with? Now, there's a lot of reasons for this. Now, many of them could be because they're very complicated, and another one could be that they're just not in the game's roster, because when it comes to fighting game rosters, they change with every release. And there's no better example for this than the first game that I'm going to be talking about, which is one of the most iconic, Street Fighter. Even though it is true that my main character in Street Fighter is Cammy, she's actually not my favorite, even though I do love her backstory. I love her character development. My actual favorite character in Street Fighter, though, is a character that isn't in Street Fighter 6 at the moment, and that is Cody. Cody Travers, for those who don't know, is the only actual Street Fighter in the Street Fighter roster. To give you some context, Cody usually is wearing, well, in Street Fighter 4, he's usually wearing a prisoner's jumpsuit, and he's also wearing handcuffs. Now, the handcuffs do serve a purpose. Cody is very strong. He is insanely strong, and it is way too easy for him to just beat people up, so he wears the handcuffs on purpose to give himself a challenge. And most of his other arsenal is they're things that you're just gonna find on the street. He uses rocks, he uses pipes, he even uses a knife. He fights dirty. That's all you need to know, and it's awesome to see him just go ham. Now, we're gonna switch things up over to the Tekken series, and even though the Tekken series has been around for a very long time, when I first picked it up, it was between the Tekken 6 and the Tekken Tag Tournament 2 releases. Now, this might be me being a bit egotistical, but my favorite character in that game, which, well, in this case, also was my main, is Miguel. I was pretty young when I picked him, so as soon as I learned how to use him, I primarily picked him just because we share the same name. But his backstory is very, it's tragic. Long story short, he was a street brawler, always got into trouble, and he hated everybody except for one person, his sister. Because he was constantly getting into trouble, he couldn't attend his sister's wedding, well, at least inside of the chapel, but he did wait outside, and he, at the very least, watched her come down the steps of the church. Of course, this is where tragedy strikes. Unfortunately, the church gets bombed down by Jin, and this forces him to go into a path of revenge. It's honestly very tragic to, well, see what Miguel had to go through, and it gives me a lot of respect for him because despite all of that, he still manages to push forward in memory of his sister. Now, he has been my main in Tekken 6. He's also been my main in Tekken 7. He's, well, in Tekken Tag Tournament 2, I would always pair him up with Bruce Irvin, but in Tekken 8, Miguel's not in the game. In fact, I don't even think he's going to be returning into the roster. And in Tekken 8, the character that I have been maining is Azucena. And yes, she did get a massive nerf throughout the game's life cycle. I've still managed to stay consistent with her even to this day. Now, moving on to the next game, this is one of those games in which my favorite character is also my main character. It's never changed, unless, of course, for some reason, he's not in the roster, and that is Johnny Cage. I love Johnny. Johnny is my absolute favorite character. He's just so nonchalant about everything. I've loved that Hollywood aesthetic that he brings, and I also love just how cocky he gets whenever he's in a fight. And even from the Mortal Kombat 9 throughout the Mortal Kombat 1 timelines, I've always stuck with playing Johnny. But honestly, with how Mortal Kombat 1 ended up being in the long run, I really hope that they don't make the same mistakes for Mortal Kombat 2. Well, that is, if there's even gonna be a Mortal Kombat 2. Now, we're moving on to another game, Guilty Gear, and this, well, similar to Johnny, my favorite character is also my main character, and that is Kai Kisuke. Now, Kai is a great character. He is one who always stands for, well, the right side of life. His fight against justice, also just the way that he ended up elevating himself to become a king. But the thing that I love most about Kai is his character growth. The dude ended up hating Gears for a very long time, and then as time goes on and he met Dizzy, he ends up starting to develop more of a, well, he ends up questioning his morals. Eventually, he does end up growing into a better king. Dizzy ends up becoming a queen, and, well, he ends up having a kid. Technically two, if you count dual runners. Now, that is just a massive oversimplification about his character, because, truth be told, it's one of those stories in which you have to play it in order to get a better understanding of who Kai is as a character. Now, this is just the tip of the iceberg. There's so many other characters that I love, but can't really use, and then there are some characters that I love and use. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and also subscribe to my channel and turn on post notifications so you never miss out on a video or a live stream. And if you would like to help support the channel, check out buymeacoffee.com/Enygma. Links for everything down in the description box below. And as always, this is San Diego Shooting Star, signing out.